Hello. Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi all.
Hi, Anna. Hi, all.
I'm sorry, I just was late in joining the session. So I'm just sharing my screen. Just give me a minute.
Amit, I have a few questions. I was trying the worksheets that you have given yesterday. There are few things that I did not understand. I don't know how to compute them. So can you help me?
Sure. Can you share your screen? I can just help you out with that. The
Yeah.
questions. You have them handy.
So in this one, question number 16, add a new department. I was trying this. I don't know what went wrong over here.
Sorry.
The question. It's like question number 16. Add a new department called quality assurance with a budget of 40,000 and departmental code. So here we have to use this insert into command, right?
Right. So this basically. I'll tell you what is going wrong. If you see over here, the table of departments, right? The
Mhm.
column of third column, that is budget, right? It's basically a decimal number, and you are trying to pass that as a numeric. So, oh sorry, I mean that's a numeric number. You're trying to pass it as a character. So that is why you're getting an error. So this $4,000, it will actually come as simple 4,000 without the quotes.
Okay.
It was just for that represent question purpose. It was written that. So remove the dollar also. Yeah. So now if you run it, so you'll be able to insert.
Okay. Okay. And I have one more question. Like here, can you please check question number 5? This one. Do we have to put this multiplication sign and continue, or is there some other way to do
Yes,
this?
yes, yes.
Okay.
And you can give that column a name also. Remember we talked about something Elias. So you
Mhm.
can say price into 100 as price in cent, something like that. You can give a column.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. Yes. So yeah, Harsha, you can share your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you asked what was the next question?
Yes, that's fine. That was, and I
So
did
there
not
was
try all
one
this.
more question that I just saw that there was one question that you are done with product code. Can you show me that you are written product code equal to 2?
Product code, I think.
See like this over here, question number 8.
Hmm.
Right, so you have found the number of products with a price larger than or equal to 180. See, the numbers, they do not, they never come in the codes. So like you will select average price from products where code is equal to 2. It should technically be where code equal to normal 2. The seventh question as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So just run this now, just run that query. Right? So
Yeah.
numbers, they will not come in the codes. You can just check that.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't know how to join two tables. I mean, this we haven't done, right? Like department and the other employees and department, these two tables, how do we relate that? I don't know how to do that. I was searching and doing something over here. This, I mean, but is there some other way to do this?
Which question?
11th.
This we have not done yet. So this is the
Yeah.
concept of joins.
Mhm.
But the way you are trying to write it, that is the right way. So select this. So this is the query you done is right,
Okay. Okay.
but
That's,
we will be doing it in another way.
mhm.
So
Okay.
that is what we will start.
That's about it. Thank you.
Anyone else? If you had any questions?
Amit, is there any separate function for calculating discounts?
No, as such, we don't have any function for that. It's just a calculation that
Okay.
whatever the amount is minus discount percentage, if it's in the percentage form, you multiply with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. So start. Okay, yeah, class. This when you all join the meeting, do you put some password over there in this meeting? Right?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
When you join this Zoom meeting, is there any password that you put over there?
No, no, no. We'll just straight away click the link after registering. No password every time. No.
Okay, okay, just click on it. I mean, no password is required, right?
No, because but it is saying some passcode here, the screen, but I never entered any passcodes.
It asks for some authorization for recording, and we have to continue in that.
I think only for the host.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
person who organizes and records the
They only
that
need.
he
Yeah.
needs, not the attendees. Amit, is the go command works like a separator among the SQL statements, or how it goes?
Yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was asking about the go command. Is it like a separator among the SQL statements or how it goes? Because I was working in MySQL as well. Some of the commands will not work right in MySQL. It is working in SQL Server. So thought of asking about the go command.
So there are some commands, yes, so you'll find a bit difference. Like for example, what happens is, so when you work in the MySQL, so over there, if you are writing multiple statements, you have to write a semicolon over there in the last of them.
Yeah. If you give semicolon only, it is working in MySQL.
Right. So, but in SQL Server it works. So
Mhm.
we write certain times go between them. Sometimes if the queries are such, we have to in order to uh, connect them. So we write go as in first this command has to be executed, then go, then the next command has to be executed.
Okay. If you give that go, it will execute in sequence or?
It will execute in the sequence in that case.
Okay. Okay. And one more question is like, even though, see, from the enterprise perspective, I'm asking, we would
Mhm.
not be having any access for the DDL commands, right? It is the admin's job.
Sorry, you will not be having the details for
Permissions, authorizations for the DDL commands.
ETL command. It becomes a separate part. So basically, it's like we have to learn the tool SSIS and other things for that. So we have
No,
to set up.
sorry, DDL, data definition, right? Creating a database tables.
Uh,
Even though I'm a developer, I won't be having access to create the database. It is the admin's part, right?
No. So it totally depends upon like admin is a person who takes care of that to which all people the access has to be given of the server. Okay, so he will decide. Okay, like if there are say suppose uh, there are because in every company what happens is there are hundreds of databases,
Mm,
and every person is not authorized to access every database.
yeah.
So admin part is some admin is a administrator is a guy who is going to take care of it, which all employees in the company should have access to which all the databases, and also depending upon the kind of work a person does, so they also authorize that to whom to give a create access and to whom not. So if you are a developer and you have to create a database, so I mean you will ask the admin guy to give you those rights, and you will be able to create your databases.
Will they give the production access to? No, right? We will be having for only for the development and the testing environment for the creation.
That depends on the team you're working in. If you're in the development team, right, so they will give you the access to the dev environment. If you are into the QA team, they will give you the access to the QA environment. And if you are basically the person who is finally using all those things into the production team, so depending upon the team you're working in, based on that the server the environment access are given.
Okay, one generic question. You will be giving the script file for the DBAs or for the other teams to execute in production, or how it goes? Because I can't go and straight away create a database in production, right?
No, so what we do is that, so there is a
You will
complete
be
build.
giving a script file to the DBAs or the relevant teams. Is that right?
So there is a build that is created. So there is a build that is created. Build gets passed on to the next team, and they execute that. And also, what happens is these are basically servers. So I mean, what happens is the DBAs what they do is they just pick up that they just take the backup or the replication, and there is a replication process that happens from one environment to another. So the things get moved over there. So sometimes it happens through the with the help of softwares where the build is generated, or otherwise you can also pick up the replicate the databases from one server to another by simply taking a backup of that and moving them to the production or the another environment.
And what is the current database they are using? I mean, the thing, like we know only MySQL and SQL Server. It depends on the organization, or I don't know
No,
what
so
they
there
are.
are like lots of databases in the market, right? So
Yeah.
Oracle, Teradata, Hive. So there are lots of the system databases that are there. So that totally depends upon the company, like what kind of system or the databases they are using. But
Okay. Why?
SQL
Because
Server,
yeah, some comments definitely differ depending upon the functionality of relevant databases. I was thinking about that way. what are all the things I need to change? Because some commands will be supported in SQL and some will not be in MySQL.
So 90% of the commands would be same, right? There will be only a difference in 10%. Minor stuff you will find it here and there, but 90% of the same, the commands remain same. So there won't be a difference in that. So, but definitely the functionalities or the system might have a different environment where a person might have to get just adjusted to that.
Okay,
But since
definitely then I need to update my script file according to that database then.
yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so like yesterday what we did was we had covered the portion up till grouping, right? So we know that how we group the data, how do we group the data. So like group by clause was something that we discussed, on the having clause, that if you want to filter something. So that is the part up till which we had covered yesterday. So now today what we are going to do is we are going to start off with the concept of joins. Okay, so now this is the most important part of this training, right? So when we talk of joins now, so what are joins? So let's start with that, right? So join is something that we use to combine the data, right? So joins are something that we use to if you have the data coming from two tables, you would like to join the two tables together so that you can have the data in one single view. So now joins basically, like I will say there are two kinds. One is vertical joins, and then we have something called as horizontal joins. Right. So first of all, I'll talk about vertical join. Right. Vertical join means suppose I have some data. So some people sent me a data of some students. So I had a roll number of student and a name of the student. Roll number is 1, 2, 3, 4, and the name is A, B, C, and D. Then there was another file that was shared with me, in which again I had some roll numbers and I had the name of the students. In this I had 5, 6, 7, 4. Okay, this guy's name is E, F, G, and this is D. Now I was having the data in the two tables, and this is a very common practice that happens when you work in any of the companies over there. So the data is sent by the multiple teams who are working into different regions or maybe into different categories, but the structure of the data remains same. Now what you would like to do is you have to consume this data for some reporting purpose. So half part of the data is in table 1, another half part of the data is in table 2. So what you would like to do now is you would like to combine the data so that you can see complete data in one single view. So you have 1, 2, 3, and you have the data over here. So this data can be looked together in one single view. So this is something that is called as vertical join, right? So I am putting the data of one table below the other table. So this is for doing this part. What we have is we have a command in SQL that is union and another is union or. So we will be exploring these two commands in order to combine the data. Now when you combine these two data of one below the another, the only thing that we have to take care of is the data type of columns of table 1 should be equal to data types of columns of table 2. Okay, this is what you should be having. Okay, like for example, in this table 1, this was numeric, so this should also be numeric. If this is character, this should also be character. And I guess you can all guess it in a way. You cannot put the character data below the numbers. There is something that SQL does not support, right? It does not support any data type mismatch. So this is the only thing that you have to take care of. Even if the column names are different, right? Over here it is student number, it is roll number, it doesn't care. So SQL doesn't care about that, and it is going to combine the data. Okay, so now let us see this thing and do it practically. So for doing that, what we will be doing over here is we will create two tables. So we can use the database. I mean, any database that you guys have. So maybe we can use the one that we have been using till date. So in that, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create two tables. Let's call it as create table 1. And in this, I'm going to keep create table 1. And this we will keep roll number, which will be integer. And we will be keeping the student name, which I'll keep it as character. And I'm going to create another table. And this also I'm going to keep roll underscore number and student name. Insert into table 1. I'll share the scripts if you want. I just writing it. Oh, I just put the wrong script. So the two tables are ready. So I'll just put this on the chat so you guys can also make these tables. Right. So all of you please make these two tables and I'll bring the data. So let's start table 1 and we have sigma.
अमित सर लास्ट वुड बी टेबल 2. आपने सर दोनों में टेबल 1 लगाया है.
Oh, okay. This is table 2. एक काम करता हूँ इसको now. Okay. So please make a change in that query to table 1 and table 2. Right. So for that table 2, I'll just share this. Are you able to make the two tables?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. So now see what we will be doing is, if you will see, so I just said that we have two commands. One is union all and another is union. See what happens is union all is a command. What that is going to do is this combines the two tables completely, and this over here, the second command that we have, union, this combines the data and then removes the duplicates. So this is what the difference between the two commands is, right? So the second command, if you will use, it will remove the duplicate as well. So let's try this out. So what I'll do is, it's very simple command. You say select star, you just have to write union between them. If you say union all, right, that's done. If you execute it, it is going to combine the data of the two tables, right? So table column 1 below column 1, column 2 below column 2. This is how it is going to combine it. And if instead of union all, so if you see 4D, right, this is now present in both the tables, right? Table 1 also and table 2 also. So if instead of using union all, if you will use union, it is going to remove the duplicate. Right? So now you will also get this term that you will hear, the set operators. Okay. So if you hear this term set operators, do not get confused. So set operator are the same thing, right? So they are basically what we do is, so we call them, certain places, in the company, then all generally what we do is we use the term as vertical joins, right? But academically or theoretically, the term that we use over here is for that the term that we use is that is set operators. So basically, if someone asks you like what are the set operators are union, union all, and there are two more that we have, that is intersect and except. Okay, so we call these as set operators as well. Now, if you will see over here, what is intersect and what is except. So intersect is basically, as the name tells, something that is common, right? So if you have two tables and you want to figure out what is the data that is present in both the tables. So like 4D, it is present in table 1 also and table 2 also. So what you will do now is you will simply say select start from table 1, and over here now if you will use the command intersect, what this is going to do is, if you now just let's start from table 2, it is going to give you the common data between the two tables. That is 4D. Okay, and then now all of you just try the accept. So please try the accept clause. What is going to happen in that? Right? Accept is data present in table 1 and not in table 2. We all try it. So we will use now over here. If I just copy these queries and I say accept. So accept is like 1, 2, 3, right? So if you will see now 1A, 2B, 3C. Now this is present only in table 1 and not in table 2. So accept means accept in this table. And if you interchange these two tables, now it will give you the data which is present only in table 2 and not in table 1. I hope you are able to try it.
Yes.
So what you all have to do is, there's the people who have just done it. I want all of you to generate an output, which should be like this. We have the regions and the sales. So I should be able to see what is the total sale of region East, West, Central, right? Whatever the sales are. and we have, I guess, one more region north, and over here total, right? So whatever the sale is, like 100 over here, 200 over here, 300 over here, 400 over here, and in the last I should also have a total over here. So can you all write a query to generate this output? Okay, so please try this. I want to have this output over here now. And then there will be another query, the orders data set, right? The orders data that we have been using, you just have to use that data set. And another query that I would like you to try over here is, I should want, right? So we have three categories. So all the technologies like this. And then I should have the totals of the region and the final total. So whatever the numbers are, just putting some random numbers over here. Then a final total. So these are the two questions that you have to try. Okay. See now, let us also try this together. So basically, if you see now over here, we have the question that we have. The first one is we want to generate this output over here. So this is basically something that you will have to do in two parts. Okay. So first of all, if I write a query, I say select region, comma, sum of sales from orders. What this is going to do is this is going to give me group by this group by region. What this is going to do is this is going to give me the sales by region, right? This is the total sales that has happened in each of the region. Let me call this as sales, total sales. So the column names comes properly, right? So this is the alias name that I have given, total sales. And if I want to see the total, right? So what will now happen over there is I will say select sum of sales as whatever name you give as total from orders, right? This is going to give me the total sales value. And if I run these two queries just like this, one by one, now this is region and sales, and this is total sales. And what I want is that the output should get combined, right? I want that the output should get combined. And when I combine the output, so below the total sales, this number should come. And over here, I'm getting the region names, and over here, I should get a word coming like as total. So because when you use union, right? Union or union on. So this one thing is that we know that that the data type should match, right? If region is character, below character only character can come. So it is not mandatory that the column should also match. Like it is not mandatory at all that the column number should also match. You can combine the data where you might have some like one column over here and two columns in another table. But so what will happen is it will just give you nulls. But in this case, I am having an issue. So what I can do is while writing this, I can create my dummy column in the select statement also. So if I say total, right? If I just call this as total, and if I run it, right? So now you get two columns in this also, total and the number. I've just made my own dummy character table over here. And now if I write a union between the two, it is going to give me the output that I want. Okay, now because I have used union, so what union does is it also does the sorting on the data, right? It does the sorting of the data and removes the duplicate. So that is why total has moved over here. If you want to keep the total in the last, instead of this, use union all. So it will not pick up. Okay, so I made my two outputs and then I combined them together. Is this part clear? Is this question clear to everyone?
Amit, is any of these set operators right? Will it include null values if I have null in my tables?
Sorry?
Will it include any of these set operators, right? Union, intersection. Will it include null values if at all there is any null
No,
values?
it will include if there are. It will do.
Okay.
If suppose I call this first column as null, it will come up.
Okay.
And this is the same thing that you will, this is something you will be getting over here, right? So like if you will have to create this output, so you will be getting the null over here, right? So you will have the nulls coming over here, and total null over here and a total value over here. So please try this now and share the results over chat. Okay. Yeah.
We can use order by right in this union in these set operators.
Sorry.
We can use order by right, order by clause in set operators.
Order by, yeah, you can use that.
I'll post a query. I'm getting error in union. I don't know. Can you check this? Like I don't know. It's giving error at the union. It's saying syntax error at union.
Can you share your screen once? I just have to take a look at this. So we have, we have shared this result. Select region, this is this. Actually, one is order by category. This is correct, so there's no problem with this. Can you just put it over the chat? Just copy and put it over the chat. I'll tell you.
Can I stop sharing?
You can stop sharing it.
Both queries are individually working, but if I combine, it's giving some syntax error.
I'll tell you. You know, basically what happens is when you use order by, right? Oh, sorry, I was not showing this.
I'm not seeing it. Yeah.
See, basically, you know, when you use order by, so in the order by, we actually have to use the top command in the query. So that is why it was not working. So I'll just show you how to do that. Just go right. So just don't use order by, because in that case you have to use the top command. Others, are you all able to do it? So if you see over here, but this is this query, right? Like Rashmi, the one that you have shared over here. So it has this total, but this has not this part, right? So we basically need to have one more query to be union in it. So this part is up to here, it is correct. So you have to copy this once more so that you get a total at the level of that. You get the total at the level of the regions also, right? So you have to add region also in this, and you have to add something like this over here, and the data has to be grouped by region, right? So like this. So now I have added this over here. So with this, if I just add a union on over here, the three queries which have to be combined together. So now if you will see, now we get the output that we were looking out for. So region, category, and you have the regions and the overall total. Okay. So there were three queries that we had to write all in together over here. Are we all clear? So shall I move ahead? Right. See, if you will see right now, right, like this query that we have written, this output that we all have generated. So this query was quite lengthy, right? The query that we wrote over here was quite lengthy over here. So basically what we can do is we can actually, you know, shorten it out by using one of the features in the, we have one of the, you know, features over here, which is called as grouping sets, right? So like, you know, one is group. So if you see over here, there were two things that we have used in this query. One was group by and one was set operators, right? That is group by command and the union clause, which is a set operator. So what SQL has done is it has altogether created something which is called as grouping set, in which, you know, your this query writing process becomes quite easy with the help of this functionality that we have. Right now, this is how do we use this is it's very easy. You simply come over here and you will say select region, comma, category, comma, sum of sales, right, from the name of the data set, that is orders. Then you will say group by. Now you will just say group by grouping sets, right? So you will say grouping sets, right? So you are going to write this over here, and then you are going to write the conditions that you want, right? So in the first query, so all of you, if you take a look at it, in the first query, on which all fields did you group the data? right? If you take a look at it, in the first query, the data was grouped at the level of region and the category, right? This was the level at which the grouping happened. Right? This is the first level, and just put it in the brackets. And in this, then in the second query, you group the data at region level, right? Then in the third, you group the data at overall level. That was all. So you can actually, write one single query to get that desired output if you write the query in this fashion over here. I hope I'm making sense to all of you what we have done. So what we did was we are saying select region, category, and sum of sales, right? Then what we are doing is from the table name. Then I'm saying group by grouping sets, right? So in this case, what we do is we give all the the commands that we want. So okay, you say that the grouping should happen on this level, then it should be combined with the grouping at this level, and then this empty and closed bracket is something like the overall total. So if you will see now, if I'll execute this, you get the same output over here, right? Central, east for all of them, and you finally have the total also, right? In the region, the total sales for that region. Then if you come over here in the east, the total sale of east, and likewise. And if you want to have a say the overall total at category level also, you can add that level inside this. You can add another level also. Suppose you want to have a data you want to see the total of category also. You just need to add this inside it, and you are good to go. You see, you have a total of furniture over here, right? So you have complete totals in this final output now. So please try this out and let me know if you have any question on this. Here I'll put this over the chat as well. Shall I move forward?
Amit, it's like basically you are giving the group by conditions after the grouping set syntax. Is that right?
Right, right.
Okay.
So I've given the all the columns that I need in the output, and over here I'm saying that the grouping first should happen at this level, then
Okay.
at this level, then at this level, and then finally, I want a total. Don't want anything else.
Okay.
Like previously, we were using grouping and the set operated individually. We just combine them with the help of this function.
Okay.
Okay. So now let me give you one more question over here. Let's see how. So if you remember, you loaded the data from two tables. One was orders and one table was returns, right? These were the two data sets that that were the two tables from where the data was loaded, right? So if you will see, right, like let me show you, open that the Excel also in from where you all had loaded that data. So let me just open that up. Right, this was the file from where the data was loaded. So if you see now, orders is the complete data, and in the returns we had those order IDs which were returned by the customer, right? Like it happens with us, we go for some shopping and we don't like an order, we return it. So returns tab has those order IDs which were returned. Now you have to generate those order IDs which were not returned. I want to have the list of all those order IDs which were not returned by the customer. So please try to write a query for that. Right, so you have to fetch the data, the orders that were not returned. So, right, so if I also try to write it, what will I do? First of all, if I say select order ID from orders, right, this is going to give me all the order IDs that I have, in this table orders. And then if I say select order ID from returns, so I'll just simply copy this. This is going to give me all the order IDs from the returns table, right? So I just want the order IDs which are present only in this, right? They will be the ones which were not returned. So I can say except over here, select all the order IDs from here except the ones which are over here now, right? So this is how I can get that output. So I'm making a proper use of except clause, not in another table. So this is when I think everyone will be coming for a course today. So please, so I'll be open for questions. If you would like to ask any of them before we close up.
Amit, the accept thing, right? The set. I
Mhm.
need some clarification, like the things which are present in the A table and not in the B table. Is that right?
Right, right.
And how about the common columns among both the tables? Will it include those two?
Common column, sorry.
No, if I have some records, 10 records which are common for both A and B, will this accept include those rows?
No, no, it will not include. No? So only present in table 1. So if you want to see the common ones, you will use intersect.
Intersect. Okay, I got that.
Hmm.
Okay.
So intersect, suppose you have two tables with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, so in table 1, suppose you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this another table you have, suppose I'm saying 3, 4, 5, 6. So now if you use, these are two tables, if you use except, it will give 1, 2, and for another table it is going to give 5, 6. But if you want the common ones, you will use intersect.
Okay. If I interchange the tables, like B is my first table, second is
So
out,
whichever table,
vice versa.
whichever,
Okay.
right, whichever table you write first, it
Okay.
gives you those only which are only present in that and not in the other.
Okay. Yeah, getting it. Thank you. And one more thing is like, is there any reference, any other websites to practice in order to gain the practical knowledge, right? Where can I go and get the practice SQL questions?
I mean, as such, you will not find a lot of stuff for practicing the
Okay.
questions over there. I mean, even if you find them, they will be very basic ones. So what I'll be doing is I'll upload a couple of more assignments. I have a couple of projects and everything with me. I'll upload them today. So if you would like to keep on working on them, so I'll do that.
Okay. And I am left with 3 questions in the employee management assignment. Will it include the subqueries because I am not able to solve
And
those?
they are one of the yes, they are one of the questions
Yeah.
in subqueries also.
Yeah, joins I can able to manage, but subqueries I'm not getting it, so I just left.
No, so you can park that because maybe today so we've done this. Tomorrow, a day or two, we will be 2 days. We will be spending around 2 days on the joints, and then we'll move on to the subqueries.
Okay.
So then we'll discuss on them so that others can also benefit from it.
Yeah, I'm not rushing because I just want to confirm whether it includes subqueries.
So that assignments are like covering all the questions. I mean all the topics.
Okay. Getting it. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Any specific thing you like to ask? So before we close up.
Still, you didn't give the Excel reference material I was asking from the beginning.
Actually, I had that in my mind. Actually, all that stuff is in my another laptop, and somehow that laptop is not working. I don't know why.
Okay.
And over here, we are having a lockdown going around, and none of the the shops are also opened up. So I think it is not getting charged due to which I'm not able to put the stuff.
Okay.
So allow me, just I think the stuff will start opening up on this Monday.
Okay.
So then I'll get that thing done repaired, and then definitely I'll have them uploaded over there.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Amit, can you please give me a short brief on how to use a rank function in SQL? If not today, tomorrow also. No
I'll
problem.
do it. So although we will be doing a lot of functions in SQL, so rank if you want explicitly if there is some requirement, I'll explain. So I'll take that up tomorrow and I'll explain that.
There are
Yeah,
two
sure.
functions, rank, tens rank. So I'll explain you both.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, everyone. So thanks. So see you all tomorrow. So I'll put some stuff for practice today on the Google Classroom.
Yeah, thank you for the session. Bye all.
Thank you for the
Yeah,
session.
thank you.
Bye. All.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.